Is your child's behavior sending warning signals? Essential insights and timely support tips for parents. Hello, dear parents. Today I'd like to share with you a topic that I believe every parent raising young children has pondered at some point. Is my child's behavior normal? When should we start to worry? And most importantly, how can we support our children effectively? These are not easy questions. But through this sharing, I hope to bring you clarity, peace of mind, and practical tools to journey alongside your child. Let's explore this together. First, I'd like to highlight a few key points that we'll dive into deeply. Firstly, some behaviors are only appropriate at certain ages, closely tied to a child's developmental milestones. Secondly, the context surrounding your child's behavior is crucial because it helps us better understand whether it's something to be concerned about. And lastly, sometimes children may exhibit behaviors that don't align with their age. But that doesn't always mean it's a cause for alarm. What matters is that we observe and act promptly when necessary. Is your child's behavior impacting daily life? Listen to the signals your child is sending. Dear friends, one of the first things I want you to pay attention to is how your child's behavior affects their daily life. This is a very practical way to assess whether there's something to worry about. Ask yourself, is my child's behavior interfering with their ability to engage in age-appropriate activities? Things like going to school, doing homework, playing, or maintaining friendships with peers? Let me give you an example to make this clearer. If your preschool-aged child occasionally throws tantrums when they feel frustrated or tired, that's completely normal. At this stage, children are learning to manage difficult emotions, and those outbursts are a natural part of their development. However, if a child in elementary school frequently displays similar tantrums, it could indicate that this behavior is no longer age-appropriate. That's when we need to take a closer look. More importantly, if your child's behavior starts negatively impacting their daily life, such as frequently getting into trouble at school or fighting with friends during recess, it's time to take it seriously. This could be a sign of a deeper issue, like an underlying behavioral disorder or even a risk of learning disabilities. When that happens, don't hesitate to seek help from a doctor or psychologist. I know it's not easy to acknowledge that your child might be struggling, but taking action promptly is the best way to protect them. The context of behavior, the key to understanding your child more deeply. My dear friends, something I always remind myself and want to share with you is this. Look at the context when your child displays unusual behavior. Your child's behavior doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's always influenced by what's happening around them. So, when your child suddenly changes in emotion or behavior, take a moment to think, what's going on in their life right now? Perhaps your child has been sick, your family has welcomed a new baby, or you've just returned from a long vacation. Events like these can cause small disruptions in a child's emotional world as they adjust to new expectations or changes in daily routines. What we need to do is observe whether they adapt and return to age-appropriate behavior over time. If they continue to struggle, that's when we need to step in. To help you better understand your child's behavior, I'd like to introduce a simple yet effective tool, the ABCs model. It might sound unfamiliar, but it's very easy to apply. A stands for antecedents, the events or factors that lead to your child's behavior. B is behavior, how your child responds to those antecedents. And C is consequences, what happens after the behavior occurs. When you use this model, you'll find it easier to share specific, clear details with doctors or experts about what's happening with your child. I truly believe this tool can help us gain a deeper understanding of our children and find the most appropriate ways to support them. Your child's age, a critical milestone to consider. Dear friends, another point I want to emphasize is that your child's age plays a significant role in determining whether a behavior is normal or concerning. Some behaviors are considered appropriate at one age but become problematic at another. Imagine this. A 3 or 4-year-old child is trying to establish their independence. When you tell them they can't watch TV until they put away their toys, they might get angry and resist. This is completely normal because, at this age, they don't fully understand the meaning of your words and are learning to manage their emotions. But if a 10-year-old reacts the same way, getting angry and defiant just because they can't watch TV, it might indicate an issue that needs attention. By this age, children should have a better ability to understand and regulate their emotions. So such behavior is no longer appropriate. So, when evaluating your child's behavior, always consider their age. This will give you a more objective perspective and help you know when to take action. Observation and support. A journey of accompanying your child. Finally, I want to tell you that not every age inappropriate behavior is cause for concern. Sometimes, children may display unusual behaviors, but these can resolve quickly. The key is to monitor your child carefully and avoid jumping to conclusions. Remember that an accurate diagnosis is never based on 1 or 2 isolated behaviors. It requires a pattern of behavior over time. If you notice your child exhibiting age-inappropriate behaviors, start by observing them and trying to improve the situation. Many such behaviors can resolve themselves through natural maturity or through consistent, warm, and disciplined responses from parents. However, if you feel worried or uncertain, don't hesitate to consult a pediatrician or psychologist. They'll be there to guide you, helping you better understand your child's situation and offering appropriate solutions. I know being a parent is a challenging journey, but it's also filled with love. And I believe that with care and patience, we can absolutely help our children grow up healthy and happy. Dear friends, raising children is never an easy road, but I hope that through this sharing, you'll feel more confident in recognizing and supporting your child. Always listen to your child, observe them, and don't hesitate to seek help when needed. We're building a wonderful journey for our children together. And I believe every effort you make is a precious gift for your beloved child. Wishing you strength and happiness on this parenting journey.